Hey everyone, HD here, and I am hopping on to give you a little insight into how you can figure out if you put money into a work retirement account, what could happen. So, I was just talking with a client about this earlier today, and essentially, I just want to break it down for you because these numbers can be a little bit like mind blowing. So, the first thing I want to say is that when we were talking, this person was like, I don't even know if I should put money into a work retirement account because I don't know if the future is going to be there for me to use this money. And so, that is a valid concern. But here's how I think about it is that it's like a probability that the future won't be there, but it's a probability that the future will be there. And so you have to ask yourself which one you want to bet on with like a little bit of money. And what I mean by a little bit of money is when you put money into a retirement account at your job, that money usually goes in what's called pre-tax. So say that you were going to put in, in the instance we're going to talk about today, 3% of your salary. Maybe that's $150 a paycheck or 150 bucks a month or 75 bucks a paycheck. The impact on your paycheck is going to be that it's the money after taxes that you don't get. So you might be putting in 75 bucks a paycheck, but you're only losing or getting less 60 bucks in your paycheck because taxes. So here's the other thing about work retirement accounts. If your job offers a match on your retirement account, you are essentially getting more of your salary or your pay that they're trying to give you by matching the money that they're trying to give. So say again, let's go back to the example of a 30% that they would give you. I'm sorry, that would be awesome. A 3% match that they're trying to give you. If 3% of your salary is 75 bucks a paycheck, your job's also going to give you 75 bucks a paycheck towards this retirement account. So here's what actually happens. Your paycheck is less by like 60, 65 bucks because taxes, but your account goes up by 75 bucks you put in and 75 bucks your job puts in. So you get 150 bucks, but you lose for now 60. So I'm going to flip this phone around and we're going to look at how I like to show people how this works. So let's see if I can do that. So, is this working? Oh yeah, we're looking at a computer. Isn't that fun? Okay. Computer. Whoop. I'm going to find another way to do this. Okay. Let's see what happens if this even makes sense. This is my laptop friend, and this website is probably backwards, but it's investor.gov. That's just a website that our federal government makes here in the US to do math for us. They could teach us math in school, but they just give us a website. That's fine. This website is useful because it lets you, this is probably backwards, but put in how much money you're going to invest. $150 a paycheck. 75 from you, 75 from your employer. Then it lets you put in how much you're going to put, how much you're starting with, how much you're doing monthly. That would be 300 bucks, 150 per paycheck, getting paid twice a month. Then you plug in how long in years, because when we're investing, you think long term, you're going to do that. I put in 5 years. I'll tell you why in a sec. And then you put in a guesstimated interest rate. It's a lot of anyone's guess, but research indicates that the interest investing rates that have been so popular the last 10 years are probably not going to be replicated for the rest of our lives. So I put in 6%. Just a little conservative estimate. How much might you make investing? Great. All right, then you press calculate. What would happen if I put in 300 bucks a month for 5 years to an investing account, remembering that I lose 60 bucks a paycheck or 100 bucks a month or 120 bucks a month. It costs me 120 bucks a month for 5 years. What do I get? This estimate estimates that you might have $20,500 after 5 years. That's real money, y'all. Okay, now, say that you have this or some equivalent job for those 5 years, you're investing, you're putting into a retirement account, and then you're like, I'm going to start my own business and I'm not going to contribute to retirement, which I wouldn't recommend because you can totally contribute to a retirement account when you own your own business, and I suggest you do. But for the sake of this, say that you didn't. Say that you put money into this account for 5 years and then just forgot about it for whatever reason. So at the end of the 5 years, you have your estimated $20,494 that you made. I'm going to put this into my little computer. 20,494. You forgot about it, so you're not adding any more money. And say you let it cook for 20 years, right? Say you got this job when you were 35, put money in until you're 40, and then when you're 60, you're like, oh, I could retire, I guess. Do I have any money for that? Oh, yeah, I had that account. Side note, some researchers, I forget where, but one of the big investment companies, maybe Vanguard, Merrill Lynch, whatever, did some research to see what investment accounts did the best over time. And it was, morbidly, the investment accounts that had of either people who had passed away, that had not had a beneficiary to go to, or people who had forgotten about their investment accounts and just put the money in and forgotten about it and let it cook. It just do the thing and it just takes time. But any hooser, you take this $20,500 that you kind of cooked, your employer's contributions, a little bit of growth over time. You forget about it for 20 years. What happens? This website, Backwardsly, estimates that you will have $65,727 if that money grows at a 6% investment rate. Now, this is a hypothetical, which means we're just running numbers to see what we learn. But what I think I learned from this is that if your job offers a match, even if you're only working that job for a couple years, even if you only put in a small percent of money, if you meet the match that your employer is trying to offer you at a job, if you so happen to have a job with a retirement account and an employer match, take the match to potentially end up with tens of thousands of dollars later for a relatively small amount of money up front. What you want to do with that money later will be up to you. Live on it, give it away, buy art, have an RV, ride a motorcycle. That's my plan. Or whatever. Your money, your choices. Set it up for yourself because you deserve a future that has money. As do we all. Bye.